Couple minutes.
This is your second time around on the staff. How would you compare?
They actually had a song like that. The second time around.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Well, how would you compare the Kentucky you were with the first time with the Kentucky you're with the second time?
First, let me say, Jared, I'm really excited to be back and happy to be sitting in front of you all and having this conversation. My wife and I and my daughter and my son consider Lexington kind of like home. So from that point, it's the same because we're going back to seeing a lot of familiar faces, a lot of family, friends, and getting a chance to come back and work with Cal and Bruiser and Chris, who I've known obviously for a long, long time, and with the addition of Chin and Jay, two young, budding stars that I think are going to be phenomenal in the coaching industry. So really excited about teaming up with them and trying to create some memories here again.
How would you compare the Cal of your first time with the Cal now?
He said to me, we caught up. He said, "Oh, you got a lot more grades now." I said, "So do you." So, but just still the same. Great person, and mentor and friend, and really motivated, really excited.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the motivation? Is it because of last season? And
I think it's a combination of a lot of things, and obviously a lot of the changes and all those things. So he's ready to get at it. Ready to get at it.
How about you then and now?
I just feel great that my wife, who's a star, who's a gem, she just happens to be walking by. Look at her. with our dog. I'm just getting some brownie points there, Jared.
Yeah, I like it.
What was your question again?
How much more wonderful is your wife now?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Jared. That's what we call a layup.
I'll be straight, man. How? My understanding is that you guys will start practice next week.
Yeah.
What is the objective off the bat?
Off the back is just to start getting those guys to get to know one another, get to know us on the court, start laying the foundation of what these next few months are going to be about, how we're going to play, the way we need to sacrifice, the way we need to work, the kind of shape we want to be in order to play the way we want to play. So, we've had a lot of meetings and did a coach's retreat and did some things, some team bonding things already to start laying that foundation. But ultimately, it's between those lines when we get a chance to really impact them and help them to grow and stretch them.
I know I remember Cal saying that COVID made him gain a new appreciation for this time of year.
Yeah.
In terms of the impact it can have. How about with you?
Absolutely. And particularly with the way Cal coaches, he's such, you need that time to be able to lay that focus, the vision, the togetherness, the bonding that needs to happen when you're trying to push people through their comfort level. There's a trust that has to happen, that has to be kind of sped up and forced early, and particularly here, that at some other places you don't have that same kind of restriction or pressure to do. And not being able to be with them and work with them last spring and summer, it was a big part of,
How does that show itself during the season, that lack of this time of year? What did you see as a basketball man?
It's a connectivity. It's when you meet up against another really good team, it's finding an extra oomph that gets you over the hump. It's one more rotation, it's one more extra pass, it's one more loose ball that you get that you weren't supposed to get. And the only way you get to that point is by wanting to be there for your brother. And that takes time and bonding and time, not just on the court, but away from the court.
And I've noticed with these camps, I haven't seen Oscar. Well, can you give us an idea?
Oscar is on his way back. He hadn't been home for 6 or 7 years, and so he got an opportunity now in the pandemic to go see his mom, and also take care of some other personal things that he had to do there to make sure that he'll get back. He'll be back here shortly.
How have the new NIL rules maybe changed how you all are going to start recruiting? Have you talked about maybe how you're going to go about that? And also just kind of how does it feel to have some of these kids back on campus to actually recruit them in person?
Recruiting part is great. Getting a chance to, our staff, we're people person, so getting a chance to have dinner, connect with families, connect with the kids, being able to communicate and share the vision that we have. It's one thing to do it on a Zoom, it's another thing to be able to do it and touch people and read body language and all those kind of things that you need. You know, I'm a touchy-feely guy anyway, so it's always good to be able to put my arm around a kid or you know, the family, the dad, or something like that, and you get that connection. And so that, being able to have that has been great. As far as the NIL, it's something that we're all trying to figure out and trying to get prepared for, and we know it's coming pretty fast, and just relying on the powers that be that are make sure that we're prepared for those things.
Are there any different like recruiting philosophies of how you kind of gone about it when you were first here, now your second time around?
Try to get the best student athletes that we can that want to be here, that want to take the challenge of being at Kentucky. And Cal says it all the time, it's not for everyone, and it's not. So we lay out that vision, we lay out the expectations, we lay out how hard it's going to be, and the kids that sign up for that are to be commended, and we love them for that.
One difference between now and then is you've got some head coaching experience now. How does that help you going back to being an assistant? You're at Illinois and here.
It helps tremendous because you don't know what you don't know until you go through that experience, and just knowing how many different things are coming at the head coach, one, and at a head coach at Kentucky, even more so. So being able to help communicate that with the staff, trying to help Cal make sure that we're taking things off of his plate, and you know, filling in gaps where we can, making sure that there are no blind spots, and that we see everything that's happening, and then we're taking care of the kids and those kind of things.
Why the move from Illinois to Kentucky?
I started off by saying it's home. You know, if it wasn't Kentucky, I would have stayed in Champaign. You know, Brad and Josh Whitman and the staff and the people there in Illinois were phenomenal. But it's just, you know, the relationship I have with Cal, the relationship I have with Lexington. My daughter just graduated from here.
From UK?
From UK, yes, yeah. So there was times I was back in town and sneaking in and nobody knew, and I'm just spending time. And ironically, the first day we moved her into the dorms as a freshman, I'm in her room trying to put together one of these IKEA things, and Dr. Capelouto and his wife walk in, and she goes, "Coach, what are you doing here?" I'm like, I'm checking my daughter, and you want to help me with this thing, Doc? They got a kick out of that, so it was pretty funny. But yeah, so I've been back and forth throughout the years, and it just the opportunity was right, the timing was right.
Obviously, Jay and Bruiser were on staff last time you were here. What's it been like to get to know them specifically?
Say that again.
Obviously, Jay and Bruiser were on staff the last time you were here. What's it been like to get to know them?
Well, I've known Brew for many years. You know, actually, Brew was with Cal's staff when I was a senior in high school. They were trying to recruit me briefly because they had just gotten it. Well, Cal did. Brew wasn't there yet, so it was a couple years later. But they recruited a couple of my teammates. So it's been 6 degrees. I'm sorry, 6 degrees of separation with Cal for many years. So I've known Brew an awful lot, and I've known Jay's father for a long time as well. So getting a chance, I knew that he was a star, up and coming, but getting a chance to work with him hands-on, both he and Chin, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Is Chin any different now that he's here, or is he the same old Chin that you got to know him?
No, he's the same. He's the same guy. He's you know, he's really happy to be here as well, and pumped, learning and seeing about all the things that I had told him about, how fanatical our fans are, how educated they are, how passionate they are about the program and the school, and so he's been pumped up about that.
Heard Cal said it before, and I heard him tell the campers the other day when he was with Laurel about the game has become more skilled. You still have to have athleticism, but skill has become a priority. What does he mean by that? How does that show itself, I guess?
It shows in his shooting ability, allowing the shooting be able to give you space, allowing you space for people to be able to attack, handle the ball, pass the ball, rather than just utilizing a lot of length and athleticism. So I think just the combination of those things, it's as you see as in the NBA, the teams have gotten smaller, quicker, more skilled, multiple positions, people playing different kind of positions, having 2 and 3 guards. And the irony is that he's always had teams that have had and played 3 guards. So I think just getting caught up with that and getting his philosophy and shaping and building a team that can play that way.
In preparing for this, I thought about when you played for Pittsburgh and came down here and beat Kentucky in the preseason.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that? Is that like a personal highlight of any sort?
Absolutely. For 2 reasons. One, Kentucky was recruiting me as a senior, and I was set to come and visit, and the last scholarship was given to Amino Timberlake, and so I had to change visits and wound up going to I visited Wake Forest and then committed to Pitt. Secondly, I remember that all the hoopla was about Coach Pitino and the players wanting to get Mashburn back to New York, and they wanted to get back to New York, and we had 4 guys on our team that went to New York, and we wanted to go back to New York. And so the other thing I remember is after the game coming out and seeing 7,000 fans still in the stands listening to the radio show, which continues to happen now. I was in awe. I'm like, what's going on? What happened? They're like, no, they're just hanging out waiting for the radio show. I'm like, wow. It wasn't happening in Pittsburgh, so it's a unique experience to be a part of.
Yeah, I don't think Pitino was very happy.
No.
Obviously, you've coached national championship level teams, and you know what it means to get there and how Kentucky is during March. What's it going to take for this team to make it that far? And
it's going to take us worrying about June 14th, one day at a time, working, spending time with each other, growing, challenging each other, and it takes a lot of hard work to get to March, but you can't get to March before you get to August, September, October. So we'll worry about that once we get to those points.
You've coached a lot of fan favorites here in Lexington. Which player do you think will be have a special place in fans' hearts come the end of the season? That's on this team.
That's tough to say. Hard to know. I think they're all pretty talented, pretty special. Who makes a certain kind of play when that opportunity presents itself? That's hard to predict. I'm glad that I'm going to have a chance to have a front row seat to see who those guys are.
Anything else, guys? All right.
Good.